It's time for global politics. Of course, we're all talking about the capture of President Maduro in Venezuela. Here with his commentary is the ghost of Fidel Castro, everybody.
Hell yeah! Kick it, DJ! Make some noise, you American capitalist pigs! Everybody's finals go up! 10% of you are into this song. Tight, DJ. Yes, the rest of you are used to slam poetry here. Okay. All right. What's up, Fidel Castro in the house? Estoy en la casa. Yeah, make some motherfucking noise if you're tired of American imperialism. I was a big fan of the dog pound on Arsenio Hall. And I'm here to call out Nicolas Maduro as a soft-ass bitch. Gets caught on America's first try? CIA put 600 assassination attempts on my head, and I survived. That's why I relate to 50 Cent's music so much. Leaning in, bitch death upon me, blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. And I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be. And agents trying to take my life away. I replaced the N-word with agents. So Nicolas Maduro, a soft-ass piece of shit who gives all Latin American dictators a bad name. I survived, and I was 90 miles off the fucking coast, bro. Key West was right there, with Hemingway's fat ass sitting there, writing books about catching a marlin while a bunch of unnecessary cats were around. You were half a fucking hemisphere away, and you went down like a sack of papas. It's like you missed the entire point of Scarface. First you get the power, then you get the money, then you get the women. Which Scarface completely accurate depiction of Cubans. If you're unfamiliar with Cuban culture, we're all actually Italian guys. Al Pacino was playing Scarface, but he was doing brownface. That movie doesn't get called out as much as it should. But Maduro, how could you go down so easy? I had 600 assassination attempts, including, this is true, I don't know if anyone knows this one, they legitimately tried to give me an exploding cigar. They went to Looney Tunes level. Other assassination attempts were dropping an anvil on my head, drawing what looked like a tunnel on a brick wall, and then seeing how far I'd run off a cliff before I looked down. I made it through all this shit right next door. That's why I don't respect even our allies. Mao Zedong, more like Mao suck my dong. You had a whole ocean between you? Stalin, Khrushchev, Moscow, all the way on the other side of the largest country in the world. Sounds like where a pussy would put their capital. That was the line? But on behalf of all Latin American authoritarians, let me say you are by far the softest. Look who I went through. I made it through a half century of U.S. presidents. Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, that one doesn't count. Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, another Bush, Obama. And notice how none of them started off as the host of The Apprentice. In fact, some of those presidents never had any experience in the reality world universe. Except for Carter and Reagan, when they were debating whether or not to write an anonymous note to Sammy Sweetheart about Ronnie. Jersey Shore reference did not hit. I get Carter and JWoww confused. Is it JWoww who's in charge during the Iranian hostage crisis? I want to say Venezuelans who are psyched about this, maybe don't be. I don't know if you know the history of America and Latin America, but it's how you say a shit show. If you look up United States, totalitarian regimes, Latin America, AI will be like, I need like 10 minutes. Unless it's Grok. Then Grok will be like, yeah, we did a good job. Here's Justin Trudeau with a vagina. But whether it was Pinochet in Chile, Armas in Guatemala, Videla in Argentina, Noriega in Panama. I don't know who's coming up the pipeline, but let's just say Venezuela's next leader will not be a chill dude. Now, I'm not a good guy either. I know this is the Paper Machete, a left or izquierda leading show. But I know some of you may be like, yeah, Castro, he's still up to American imperialism, but also the guy who's playing me, Joe Fernandez. Ask his dad what it was like growing up in Castro's Cuba. He'll be like, yeah, I saw him behead people in public squares. So, I don't know. I know a lot of you may have a Che Guevara shirt you got at the Gap. Like, this guy's cool. But you're ignoring the irony of buying a shirt of a Marxist at the ultimate capitalist store. Look, can we all agree anyone who wants to lead a country is a shitbag? Doesn't matter. Anyone who wants to be in power. Oh, you want to lead a country? How big a piece of shit can you be? Are you willing to kill Vince Foster for it? All right, one person who got the freaking conspiracy. I guess I could have gone with Epstein, but whatever. I wanted to go deep. I wanted to see. And turned out it was just Chicago's Adam Burke. Don't tell me. We got it. Espera, no me diga. But now that you Americans are having your dalliance with authoritarianism, with how much you mess with Latin American culture, it's definitely a geopolitical ball don't lie moment. Which is a sports term for karma. And I always like to make a sports reference at Paper Machete just to see the furrowed brows of confusion. I really wish I could have been here when there was the Chauncey Billups gambling scandal. How many of you know who Chauncey Billups is? Okay. Like 5% of you. Okay. You guys can watch football on New Year's Day. You don't have to spend it reading political articles. But now you're having a little foray into authoritarianism, and I thought I'd extend a little gift, un regalo pequeño to you. And if you could come on out, please. The guards will bring him out. That's right. I kidnapped Gregory Badino. And so far, as having him captured, I pissed in his mouth. And I tasered his nipples. Coming up next, what we're going to do to him is America's favorite, say it with me, waterboarding. You know, we can actually hear the screams from Guantanamo. They call it the Havana Nightingale song. Anyhow, Badino, any last words? No? That's a little joke I like to do with people we're about to torture that are gagged. They can't talk. It's like when a dentist asks you a question. Okay, so I'm glad that I am dead because right now the way the world looks, it's about to. Actually, Greg, can you guys see him? I just want to make sure everyone sees him. Okay. He's a real good friend of mine, but I also thought this would be fun to do to him. Anyhow, I'm glad I'm dead because the Earth looks like it's about to have Cuban Missile Crisis level of tension coming up. You guys are going after Greenland. What the fuck is happening? Okay. Anyhow, enjoy not being around in a year, America, when the entire world teams up on you. When France and Russia are like, get rid of them. Anyhow, hasta luego! Hasta luego!
Way to take one for the team and play a hostage for a few minutes.